What is going on, YouTube and y'all squad? This your boy Yocrates. This is your review for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9, Episode 4. I know it has been forever and a day that y'all actually give me on camera for a review, but I'm back in the studio. So, yeah, I've been up front with the dog trying to spend time with her, but I'm back in the studio. So, that's that on that. Also, make sure you catch us tonight for the Whether You Like It or Not panel. It will actually be here at the Citadel with your boy. So make sure y'all come on back. But enough of that. Let's get into this right here. So we pick up where we left off with Karen and Mia in the Sprinter vehicle. And her pretty much said, and Karen says, she has broken, and Mia says, that's good. It's great, to see you own it up, to your part, saying that you effed up. And Karen quickly, like, no, I didn't say I effed up yet. And then says, I am not admitting anything. I want you to wait for that. Karen brings up Jacqueline saying that, Karen called her drunk, which this is one of those that, we've been kind of going back and forth at nauseum during the panel. And the reality is, Jacqueline did not say that. If we're going to be technical, she did not say that. Mia added that. But again, shouldn't have said nothing to her. So Jacqueline is in the car with Wendy and Giselle and brings up the same thing. And Wendy says Karen is not here to defend herself, which I appreciate. But here's what I'm going to say, because I do get that it's a very sticky place to be when you're dealing with friends and whatnot, friend groups. And I've had to maneuver that where people are talking about somebody that I'm cool with, and how I maneuver it is, if someone is retelling events where it's this is what happened, I ain't got a problem with it. When it goes from this is what happened to now I'm talking cash money, then it's like, okay, hold up. And I feel like whatever goes down between Karen and Wendy's gonna feel away, because it's I'm riding for you. I got your back. I'm telling them don't do this, don't say that, and look how you doing it, right? So Jazzy talks about being 3 years old and her man, and how her maturity is aiding in his success, I guess. But this is one of those things where, even if that is true and you are aiding in his success, if I'm not mistaken, they're not married, so you're aiding in his success. And again, he could leave you for somebody else, and that just happens a lot in marriages and whatnot. But not just that, in relationships where you have somebody else, which typically it is a woman. We go keep it a buck. That pours into, souls into, helps to elevate the man, and then once he get on, then it's okay, well, I'm at this status, I see you down here, so let me leave you here and try to get somebody that's of the same stature. So be careful, Jazzy. Kiana brings up her age gap and says that her man owns a mental health facility, or facilities. I think facilities. I could be wrong, but health facility. And since her company is on autopilot, she's helping Greg with networking, which is good, which is cool. But you don't want to give more than what you are giving. And I mean, if her stuff is on autopilot, that's good. But if it's on autopilot, that's room for you to actually make things better. And again, same exact thing. You're pouring all this into him. You're doing all of this where you're not getting paid. You don't have a title. So you're helping to elevate him. What if it doesn't work? But again, she's being a good girlfriend. So it is what it is. Then she said one day he upped and called her an employee. I laugh because, well, you doing it for free, So hey, I don't know. So Wendy wants Giselle to address Karen today and not tomorrow, because it's her beatdown. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. I get it. Wendy is wearing me thin with my birthday, my birthday, my birthday, my birthday, my birthday. Yes, it's cool. We get it. We get it. We get it. But let's be clear. I'm one of those where I'm the realist, and I'm gonna tell you, because I would have been like, I get that your birthday is tomorrow, but tomorrow ain't here yet, and baby, the only person that cares about your birthday is you. So I'm gonna need for you to bring it on down. But hey, we gonna let her have it. But she wants her to address it today, not tomorrow. Like, don't overshine my birthday. But again, look who you talking to. Again, This is a new Giselle that the producers are just like, you gonna do differently. Because again, she's made everything else about her, but I digress. Jacqueline says to Wendy, you didn't have an issue she's like, so you don't have an issue with no one, do you? Because that would have been the last person other than Mia, but they're on decent foot. She was like, no. But then she brings up what might have happened between Jazzy and Jacqueline, where she heard her say something about being, a side chick, but it was, her being Mia's sidekick. So obviously that's going to come up. Okay, cool. Wendy playing producer. I see you. So Mia claims all the girls think, she. Hold on, wait. I said. Oh yeah, Mia claims that all the girls think that she, not she, Stacy. I don't know why, but she is boring and doesn't fit the group. Obviously, that's going to come back up. So everyone has a concierge assigned to them, which that right there, I'm like, okay, that's a good look right there. That's a good look. Something for me to keep in my back pocket if I ever decide to do something on a scale like that. Not like that, but like that. And rooms have been assigned. Karen and Giselle have to share a toilet and a shower, but not, I guess, like vanity, like a sink or whatever. That's a whole thing. And here's the thing: when it comes to the whole housewife thing, of course, the room thing, is always an issue. But again, y'all let me know. I don't know if there are Airbnbs that have it to where, like, unless you're renting out a mansion, where every room has a bathroom. I don't know. But again, I know some people look to the shows for, the opulence and whatnot. Yeah. So Stacy and Kiana are going, they have the bunk bed room, which I'm like, okay. And this is one of those where it's real shady, and it's more one of those like, okay, for me, Jazzy is my friend. You two, y'all are the newbies, so yeah, put y'all over there, because that's pretty much what she said. And Karen is, kind of jelly of how Wendy is, being celebrated, because when it was her birthdays, it was always something. Well, guess what, Karen? It is what it is, baby. But I wouldn't expect that of work friends. I would expect it of my actual friend group. But so they eat. Stacy arrives. Giselle lets them know that she will be leaving early the next morning for the her daughter's cap and gown ceremony, but she's going to fly back in, which is understandable because again, they do get paid, for the trips, but kind of like per episode, them showing like them being in the episode and whatnot. So obviously, if you're not on the trip, you're not getting paid. So got it. Then Giselle says she is glad that Jazzy and Jacqueline are good. Playing producer, her and Karen did that a lot this episode. Winnie did a little bit, but did a lot. And Jacqueline brings up the whole sidekick comment, and Jazzy says that, okay, well, the ladies were listening a little bit too hard, and that was never said. Jacqueline says, she feels attacked. So she redirects from Jazzy and then addresses all the girls, saying she feels attacked because, the women, feel as if she's living in Mia's shadow. And it's, even if that's how they feel, if that's not what is going on, why do you care? So yeah, I don't get that. Not my business. Then she says, "I'm the main course is giving steak and lobster." Jazzy says, "Where are you giving that?" Then Jacqueline stands up, showing off her body and whatnot, and Jazzy says, "From the neck up for sure." When I tell y'all, I hollered. And see, I'll watch it first thing in the morning, so I'm watching this at 5 something in the morning. I'm pretty sure I probably woke up other people. But when I say I hollered, that was funny to me. So Jazzy clarifies and says, hopefully Mia will have a great trip now that she has a new sidekick. And everybody's kind of looking at her like, oh, y'all fight for it. But Jazzy's thing is, it's a joke. And I would like to think that it was a joke. But okay, whatever. I done lost my whole place. Hold on, give me a second. Yep. So then Mia brings up after the boat trip, because they're going on a boat trip, that she's going to have her friends over as guests for dinner. So Mia is, cordial, with them. Stacy says that, Jacqueline has, issues with a lot of people. And Karen addresses Jacqueline about her friendship, and Jacqueline calls and says Jacqueline had called her seeking advice, and no one was drunk. And then she says, "I see you." I'm like, okay. Because here's the thing, everybody's gonna get all this stuff out and whatnot. Obviously, yes, some of this is a misdirect where it's the age old trick of I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna cause all of this chaos so y'all won't even think to ask me about what's going on in my life. It's also the same thing of let me bring up something that's going on in somebody else's life and let me put the light on you so ain't nobody looking at me. Age old trick. We all know it. And it's not even a reality TV show trick. It's just a trick that we know that people do, right? So then Giselle says what Jacqueline said wasn't mean, and Karen wants doesn't want Giselle to defend her. So Jacqueline claims that they're good because she's like we're good because Karen doesn't want to hear me out, and Karen calls her a liar and says this is why I don't f with her. So Jacqueline begins to cry, and Karen says, "Wait." That she's on the receiving end and doesn't buy it, and then says you can cry until the cows come home. Now look, I know some people thought that was nasty, and it was. I didn't even mind it because look, when I told y'all I am a decent human being, but there are moments where I'm not. And if I'm going back and forth with you, I don't care if you for real crying. If this is where I'm at, I don't care. So I really wasn't mad. I know. Horrible person. It'll be okay. So Mia says, that they all were concerned. So Stacy sees her room, and she is happy to see bunk beds because she always wanted bunk beds. I can appreciate the energy because look, I'm pretty sure we all was just like, oh, it's about to be something, and she didn't give it that. It was just okay. But I'm one of those where if it is a trip like that, first off, if I do want certain accommodations, I'm just gonna make sure that I have it. But if I'm on a trip and the goal is to go out, see things, and do things, as long as I have a place to lay my head, to go to the bathroom, to get cleaned up and whatnot, and it's clean, I don't care about all that. Like I can get past a lot of that other stuff. So I'm guessing that's kind of how Stacy was. And then she even likes the fact that she's going out with a group of girls because she's been going on trips with just her husband and her daughter. I find that a little hard to believe, but it could be true. So Jazzy and Jacqueline talk about the whole neck up comment, clearing that thing up. And one thing that I will say that I'm appreciating with Potomac is we're kind of getting old school housewives in general where a problem happens, we gon' like, and it only lasts for like 2 or 3 episodes and then we're on to something else. I can appreciate that. Ashley's on the phone discussing business and tells us she's a working woman. Okay, don't care. Stacy and Karen talk. Stacy says, the closer she gets to mediation, the more, she knows she's gonna have to tell her daughter about the divorce. And she was trying to have a moment. I and Karen redirects. She pivots to tell her that the girls think that she's born. Which again, I know the whole thing is, hey, let me get this in. Let me try to help you have another moment over here because this is a real moment, but we on a trip. We got to get some stuff started. But I wish that she would have sat in that moment with her just a little bit longer before pivoting. And Stacy kind of wants to know why. So they're on the boat trip. Jazzy, Stacy, and Kay, they're on the farther end of the boat, but it does seem like it's a big boat. Um, and Kay talks about her and Ashley, not being cool. We get flashbacks to the reunion. She pretty much says that it's her. It's on her because, she's not there yet. Rightfully so. And, lets us know that she's awaiting a court date with who. So Mia talks about her family and how there are times that Gordon is good with all of them being under one roof. Then there's a moment when he's not. She brings up him his issues because again I don't want to say the wrong thing and then people get the and how he's on medication and it does calibrate him, but there are some times where he could still be on it and he could still have an episode. So talking about that and whatnot. And so get that. And then Kay brings up what Ashley said to Stacy. Stacy says that she just didn't like the energy that it gave off. And Ashley jumps in and says all she said is that she had a friend, not that, she was getting up under a new man. And with the energy that's given, again, I like the fact that Stacy is a class act. And I'm not saying she got to get gutter, she got to get ratchet, but she has the vocabulary and the eloquence and the elegance. And I wish that she would stick it just a little bit longer. Which again, she has her flute, so obviously she's given enough to where she has a flute. But but at the same time, I can appreciate her not going too hard because you don't. It's your first season. You don't want to alienate too many people, so it's give and take with me. So the girls. So by the girls, I mean Jazzy, Stacy, and Kierna rejoin the crew. And Stacy says, she never thought that she would be getting a divorce. She can't fully commit to her boo thing because she's still married, and that she took something special away from her by reducing him to what he was. Again, you were talking to Ashley, but you're telling, like, I get what she's doing, but you're also telling us something different because you telling this man that he's worth the wait for marriage, but you can't fully commit. Okay, Stacey, I'm just saying. So Stacy then apologizes. Giselle says calling her messy, because she called her messy at the little luncheon or whatever, unnerved her. And again, it's always Giselle trying, I'm not even gonna do that. Nope. Ashley says that she doesn't know Stacy like that. As and I'm like, you don't know her like that, but the way that y'all were real chummy chummy, and I haven't had time to go back to the episode where they was doing it because I feel like Ashley said that she knew or maybe knew of her, so whatever. But Stacy brings up Ashley and her bunions and putting it on the table, and it was kind of just that where I was expecting more. But okay, whatever. Stacy brings up TJ being a devout Christian and that she hasn't had sex in a year. Obviously, Giselle's like, I was married to a whole pastor, a devout Christian, and he was having sex everywhere and doing any and every wish thing. So, yeah. Karen brings up the boring comment, and Stacy wants to know who called her boring. Mia gets called out. She says they had a convo at breakfast, and they all agree that she's a little uninteresting. Stacy laughs it off, and Karen says they just need to get to, they just need to be there for her because of everything that she's going through. Again, it's kind of, I'm undecided about it. Like, there's moments where I'm rooting for Stacy, and the other moment where, like, I don't know. So dinner happens. Giselle calls out Karen saying, she's been the utmost friend to her, but is not getting it in return. Karen says she needed her friends to be there just like she did, so she took all the precautions to make sure that the girls would attend both. Giselle brings up Karen says that she wouldn't double book, but she did. At first, I thought she meant that she wasn't going to double book the girls, but actually, her saying that she wasn't going to double book herself, that she would be there for Giselle. And was it? I just wish that Karen would have just told her, yeah, I was trying to stick it to you, but again, I'm not finna get that. So Karen says, you asked me, and I said I didn't know the date, which is a lie. And she regrets not being there for her father, but doesn't take responsibility for her behavior. Giselle gets a little bit activated, but brings it back in. Giselle says, moving forward, the communication can be better. I've been there for you. I need you to be there for me. That's it. That's squash. Not a whole lot really came of that, but again, it's let's have it out, hurry up, tie it up in a neat little bow. But I'm pretty sure we're going to circle back to this at some point later. So Karen says, she went out with Mia and Joy. They were fun. And Jacqueline doesn't fit Mia's friend group, and she doesn't think that Mia will be upset with her saying that. This was said in the confessional, mind you. Oh, I'm sorry, the interview. So Mia has her friend introduce themselves and say, like, tell a funny little story. I'm not even gonna talk about the first one because why would you bring up licking of toes while people are trying to eat? Anyway, at I believe her name is Ash. probably short for Ashley, states that, um, when like she knew Mia when she was getting ready to get married to Gord, and then Jacqueline pipes up pretty much is like that she was there well before that, this, that, and the third, and it's like you're really trying to stake your claim, and it also feels like because somebody else has said, hold on, wait, yeah, no, when Karen had mentioned that, Jacqueline doesn't fit Mia's friend group, which again, we all have different friends for different things and we all float in different friend circles and whatnot. So that's not an issue. But it's clear that Jacqueline, in some way, shape, or fashion, is intimidated or just doesn't belong when she's around those other girls. So then Mia brings up Joy and Karen and herself hanging out, and that when Karen left, she butt dialed them. Didn't know that she did, and stated that the girls, which I'm assuming she meant Joy and Mia, doesn't know that I'm not with Ray, and that's where it ends. And I'm like, oh, so wow, again, Karen, they coming for your marriage, but I mean, that was the episode. It was good. It left a lot to be desired for me. A lot of things are anticlimactic, but it just is what it is. But hey, I did enjoy it. I laughed at a lot of points. Y'all let me know how y'all felt. So make sure you guys are back here shortly for the Whether You Like It or Not panel, and we gonna have us a great old good time. So thank you all so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all, yeah, for the next video. Peace out.